Hello again. It's another Agricolor React, and today we have Eric.
Hi, how you doing?
And it's because it's date night.
Awesome.
Yay! And we'll be watching.
We're watching LA is transforming its concrete river. Here's why. By Circle of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. You've been in LA, didn't you?
I have a few times. Not many as an adult, but I lived in LA County.
LA County.
Yeah.
Is it big?
Yeah.
Not the city, though, the county itself.
I'd say so, but you know how cities in California are. You have one city and another city. You won't know if you're going from one to the other. They're just connected.
Just like us.
Yeah. Sounds, you know. I mean, a lot of cities like that.
LA is transforming its concrete river into an urban green oasis. You probably know the Los Angeles River from many movie scenes. The movie Grease has probably the most well-known scene filmed in the river basin. Everyone knows the unforgettable drag race between Danny and Leo that took place between the 1st and 7th Street bridges. But the river has its downside too. For years, the Los Angeles River was a drainage ditch along most of its 51-mile length, and large parts have been covered in concrete. The Los Angeles River became heavily polluted from agricultural and urban runoff over the last century, negatively impacting both residents' health and the environment. People living in the area were overly exposed to pollutants and didn't have much access to green space. In this video, we'll show you how Los Angeles residents have been transforming the LA River by using natural-based solutions to restore the watershed, improving the lives of hundreds of thousands of people by increasing biodiversity and improving water security. Welcome to Circle of the Earth, where we explore everything about reforestation, desertification, and greening projects. So stick with us as we dive into today's video. In pre-colonial Los Angeles County, water from rivers and streams flowed naturally and supported Tongva, Tataviam, and Chumash people in the area. Due to a population boom in the early 1900s, the Los Angeles River and its tributaries were no longer able to meet the...
I'm really feeling uncomfortable when they're saying videos in the early 1900s now. I'm really feeling uncomfortable about that.
Why, were you alive in 1920? 1910?
That's what I mean, like, basically, it's just based... I don't know, it's weird. I rather when they say...
Because you were born in 1900s.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. That must be it, because I'm just not liking it. I rather just say, like, early 20th century, something like that, instead of saying 1900s. It's just such a... It's a new thing as well, obviously. I know it's 2024, but it's just... I'm finding it uncomfortable. Whenever I hear that now, 1900s, it's like... And now it's just gonna sound really idiotic, but it's like 100 years ago. And it is, but...
We're vampires.
But it is, but I mean, like, 100 years ago it was 1924. It was already nearly 25 years into the 20th century, so I'm just like...
You gotta accept we're old, man.
Yeah, no, I know.
Region's water needs. The Los Angeles River eventually changed from being a crucial local water source to being regarded as an annoyance as cities started to obtain their water from the Colorado River and Northern California.
LinkedIn is the place to be.
Colorado River goes through Yosemite?
I don't know.
Need to be.
Oh, mistake are being made here now.
LinkedIn ads.
And I was looking at like the dome for in the Yosemite National Park, but I don't know. I mean, not every video have to be perfectly right about stuff like that. Like they're talking about Los Angeles and talking about pollutants and stuff like that, and they're showing New York Times Square.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of strange. That was a quick ad as well. Didn't even let me finish my sentence. Yeah. Okay. So let's just go back.
3.8 million. Los Angeles is now the largest metropolis in the state of California. Los Angeles residents have been challenged by escalating droughts throughout the 2000s. California's greatest drought on record lasted 6 years, from December 2011 to March 2017. California's interconnected water system serves over 30 million people and irrigates over 2.3 million hectares of farmland through a complex web of dams, aqueducts, and pipelines that move the water across the state. However, as the demand for water rises and droughts persist, the state's water supply has been declining to historically low levels. The Los Angeles River flows for 51 miles from San Francisco Valley through Los Angeles and disembogues into the sea at Long Beach. 31 miles of the river runs through the heart of Los Angeles. Flooding destroyed the entire town during the 1930s due to record heavy rains. As a result, the Army Corps of Engineers devised a flood control strategy in which the entire river was encased in concrete in order to save lives and property, transforming it into a drainage system and flood control channel that sends water out to sea, all behind extensive fencing. Over time, bridges, riverbanks, freeways, and train tracks have been constructed along the riverbed, obstructing its visibility and interaction with the people living in the area. On an average day, 207 million gallons of fresh water flows into the ocean through its mouth.
Does it look like
Some
it,
of
though?
that
Yeah.
water is derived from
I
rain,
mean,
some from...
From all of the things that I've ever seen of that, I mean that concrete part and stuff like that, that's not only Greece, but there's multiple movies being made in that. Terminator was in it, I think.
Yes.
And then there was Speed, there was a moment, maybe not Speed. But there was a multiple movies that are based in Los Angeles that they will show that concrete part of that river and stuff like that. But it's always dry. Like, it's a river, that's why I'm kind of like, how is that still called the river when there's no water in it? I thought that was just a canal for just like over the thing, over, you know, I don't know. Okay, maybe they're gonna explain it more about
irrigation runoff and some from water reclamation plants. None of it recharges the groundwater. This is not only a massive waste of natural resources, but it has also drastically reduced bird populations and devastated vast ecosystems, which has had a harmful effect on biodiversity. Because of all this, a local movement to clean up the river and restore its natural ecosystem grew in the 1980s. They started a group called Friends of the Los Angeles River, and since 1989, 500,000 pounds of rubbish has been cleaned up. Friends of the Los Angeles River are battling to remove concrete and recover the natural ecosystem. The group has also contributed to the construction of bike lanes and parks on former industrial sites along the river. On the steelhead trout migration route, which is on the edge of extinction in part due to the concretization of the LA River, they've created a 4.8-mile fish habitat using rock clusters, vegetation, and pools. Since then, different initiatives are popping up to transform the Los Angeles River back to its natural state. Coming all together in a plan called the Los Angeles River Master Plan, their plan is to restore the habitat and ecosystems of the LA River by planting and caring for 250,000 trees, creating 8,500 acres of permeable surfaces, which act as a natural filtration system to remove pollutants from air and waterways, and preserving and enhancing 3,000 acres of planted green space along specific tributaries. County officials estimate that carrying out all of the plan's projects will cost between $19 and $24 billion over the next 25 years. Initiatives in nearby urban parks and natural areas are a complement to the river restoration project. Bioswales are being used to rewild natural areas at the Rio de Los Angeles State Park, a 100-acre wilderness restoration project. Bioswales are channels that are designed to collect and transport stormwater runoff while also removing debris and pollution and providing habitat for wildlife and birds. By 2022, Los Angeles had already transformed 11 miles of the ditch into what appears to be a true river. For the first time in 75 years, the 3-mile Glendale Narrows are now accessible to the general public. Locals, sports clubs, the mayor of Los Angeles,
Glendale
and
is
core
a different city than
personnel
LA.
have already kayaked or
LA's not gonna
fished
stand 53
down its
miles.
length. This is already a big accomplishment, and hopefully many more are to come. The restoration of the Los Angeles River has become a leading example of how urban waterways that have been
Unless it is
reconstructed
outreach.
into drainage systems
Unless it does
and
outreach,
divert water
outreach.
out to sea
It's okay.
can be transformed back into
I mean,
rivers that
it's
capture
like you said,
and hold
it's parts, so different cities kind of like it's called conglomerate or something like a lot of cities that they're together. That basically the same thing happens like in Europe too. Like there's places like that in Poland too. That basically going from one city to another, but you don't even see the difference because the building there's no clear border or breaking between buildings. They're just buildings next to each other. So you are in one building and you're in one city, but you go to the other building like 5 meters away, and that's a different city. It's the same thing there. Like, kind of normal when there's more and more, because it's a valley as well, isn't it? It's built in the valley, like the hills and stuff that they kind of like.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of like a normal thing as well that you would have those old towns that they started years ago, and they grew and eventually they meet together, but they didn't want to lose or get incorporated or something. So
rainwater runoff, which is especially important in drought-prone areas. It has been demonstrated that by restoring the waterways using natural-based solutions, we can increase biodiversity and improve water quality, and the river becomes a valuable asset and a huge benefit to the city's residents. Don't you also think more cities should restore their rivers back into green spaces?
yeah, and a lot of cities actually do that. Tokyo did that with one of their rivers. They were just literally concrete as well, and it was underground, and they opened up and made like nice walks and stuff like that too. So I think that looks much better, and it is better. But obviously, it's something like that. Like they built that canal thingy, the river, in 1930s. How would they know?
Yeah.
You know, they didn't know what kind of thing. The same with all of the stuff that, let's say, that I watched about Pakistan and other things. It's just hundreds and 200 years ago, they wouldn't know what kind of consequences they're gonna have, because they just weren't able. Like that stuff like that comes with time. If no one would be building up, they regulate all the rivers and stuff like that back in the day, we wouldn't know that that's bad. Because how? We wouldn't know that the bad consequences came from that. No.
True. Very true.
So have you been on that river? In that spot?
Possibly. I couldn't tell you.
Here in your memory.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone through LA so many times since I was a child. Going to Anaheim, going to Pasadena. You pass through LA, and of course I've been to Hollywood and Liberty Hills. So there's a big chance I may have passed that river, but I have no recollection of it.
Okay. Anyway, I think it's a good thing that they're doing that. It's only 3 miles so far, but out of 50 something. But obviously not all of it is concrete, I guess. So there's a hope
Yes.
that Los Angeles is gonna be looking more green. Yeah.
A better picture.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
No. Thank you very much for watching. You see me tomorrow. See you next week. Bye.